Chalice.
Chalice.
Chalice is very precious. Yes.
Yes. The jewel chalice is very precious indeed. Yes.
Oh, Mistress Chalice. This is Nicholas Tanek with YourKinkyFriends.com and all the way from Australia. From
Australia. WA. Yes, Perth, WA.
Perth, Australia. Oh, I
Uh-huh.
always wanted to go there. Please bow down, show utmost respect, everybody, to the glorious Mistress Chalice. Chalice, say hi.
Hello. Hello to everyone. And Nicholas,
So,
please come to Perth. Come to Perth. I'll look after you. Yeah.
oh, thank you. Thank you. I didn't pick you up on that offer. Look, I don't know if you know this, but I literally just got a liver transplant in January. I was
Oh
gonna
wow.
die. I was so I'm back to life now, and I'm like very thankful and humble. But I'm like, life's short. I gotta travel everywhere. I gotta
Yeah.
experience everything. So
Yeah. Do it. Definitely. You'll love it here. Everyone
you may
does.
see, you may see me in Perth, and I won't be a burden. I'll be real cool. I'm not annoying.
I can show you around. I can take you to the kinky places. Yeah, we'll be right.
Oh, that'd be awesome. You should. I can go on tour. Okay, so what have you been up to? What have you been doing recently?
But at the moment, I'm suffering hay fever, which is really annoying. What have I been up to? Well, I've been working from a new dungeon, a dungeon that is in a, can we say, bordello?
Yeah.
A bordello, a beautiful renovated bordello, vintage style, vintage glam, which I absolutely love. You know, I'm really into the glam, the glam, the golds, the greys, the blacks, the reds, just stunning. It's a stunning place to work from. It's near Perth City, so it's easy to access. It is in a beautiful heritage building that is being taken care of really, really well by its owner. And it's something new for me. I've been able to get out of my home environment, so that I can switch off when I leave my workplace. And it's really pleasant. Yeah, I'm really enjoying working it and driving this dungeon, and hoping to make it very successful in the Perth kink scene.
I know exactly how you feel because my very, very good friend Shari, Mistress Shari, just opened up something called Mischief Manor, and we're in New Jersey, and it's in like the middle of nowhere. It's close enough to New York City, but not everyone can go to New York. Not everyone can get to the city. So we
Yeah.
set up this place, and I helped create it and
Oh,
help bring
fantastic.
people in. And it's such a good feeling. It's so cool, especially to after my health issues and the pandemic and everything like that. It's so good to see people coming together and doing creative stuff, especially when they're
Yeah,
kinky. Yeah.
absolutely. And I think during the pandemic, and I don't, obviously you guys had a lot of lockdown and so did we, it gave you time to be able to develop things and to be able to renovate buildings, because you couldn't essentially work. So you utilised your time effectively to be able to produce something really amazing and beautiful at the end of this to move forward, which is really spectacular. And I've fallen into like this particular situation. I think things are just sort of going step by step, just forward for me. And it was just a coincidence that I was able to meet the owner of this establishment and click, and hoping to move it forward. So, and I still do some work from home as well, but I think that's probably going to stop. It's really going to be safe and secure and be able to work with a great inclusive bunch of people. So I'm enjoying life.
That's awesome. And you are the glamour dom.
I call myself the glamour dom. Other people call me that as well. I love sequins, color. I love the vintage styling. I think it's from burlesque as well. So I'm really into burlesque dancing, but I love that glamour. For me, it's nothing for me to wear a long sequin gown and have a flogger doing a session, or in my leathers. It depends on my mood at the time, because a session, although I have clearly my client and it's my client's needs and wants, session's about me too. So if I'm wanting to be glamorous that day, then I'm being glamorous. And I love the hair, the makeup, the theatrical sense of what I do. So in the sessions, pro dom, it's theatrical for me, and I just love that.
I totally agree because I grew up in theater. I grew up like I was the drama kid in school. You know what I mean? Everyone was playing sports and stuff like that. I was hanging out with the art kids and the drama kids, and trying to be in plays and failing, but still trying. And
I because I was quite shy.
Yeah, me too.
I was very shy. So for me, it's a whole new lease on life. Actually, since I found kink, it's a whole new lease on life. It's
exactly how you feel
of myself. So yeah, I was quite shy. I was in one production when I was at school, and that was Grease, and I played Sandy. So I live in you.
What's interesting about the kink scene, I say, and people who love drama, people who love performing, burlesque or plays or whatever, even stand-up comedy or music, you get to play different roles. You know what I mean?
I love role play.
Yeah, you get to play different roles, and you like I know you embrace that. You love it.
I love it. I love it so much. I love for, like the femme fatale. Oh my God, the femme fatale, when I can get a face and like give me that code. I love that kind of stuff. I really do. The naughty student. So I'm the headmistress, or I'm the sports teacher, or I'm the mortician. Working with electro, and I'm the mortician, and you're cutting them, and I'm releasing all their organs. Oh my God, I get off on this stuff. I get off on it as much as my clients get off on it. I love it.
That's awesome. Stranger Unknown says, "Good evening, Mr. Shopka." I'm sorry, what'd you say?
The scene setting, the character, the costumes, the makeup, the wigs, the whole shebang. I love it. I put so much effort into it. If a client can give me a scenario of what they're seeking, I can run with it, and I just love it. Nothing annoys me more than when I've put in a lot of effort with, character building, scene setting, setting up my workspace, and then it's a no-show from my client, which I had the other day. Nothing frustrates me more than that, because they don't seem to realize how much effort we actually put into our job. And I give my soul. Every client takes away a piece of me. It's exhausting. Setting up's exhausting. Prep is exhausting. You think I want to wear makeup all day? No. My eyes are screaming, it's like, no, I don't. I quite like I forgot my bra, by the way. Sorry about that. But, I like being casual. I like being wrapped in a dressing gown. And for someone not to show is so disrespectful. But I do think a client feels a dominatrix, a pro dom is just sitting around waiting for their call. And no, we're not.
Yeah, no, a lot of my friends, I have many very, very good friends, and I'm not their client or anything like that. I'm their friends. And the one thing I learned and one thing I preach is never waste the dom's time.
Yeah, time waste.
Never waste the dom's time.
And
I was good, right? When we were talking about doing this, I didn't like give you like tons of stuff to read or anything. I was just like, is that it?
Thank you. And did you notice how I was also super cool?
Yeah, very cool. Super cool.
Super cool. I just, I'm no drama. I like old bosses have said, you're so easy to manage, because it's like, well, if it's going to happen, it's going to happen. Don't stress the stuff. It's just life. Just get through it. But mind you, I never used to be like that. So I've changed a lot.
Okay, that's interesting, because I've changed quite a bit as soon as I embraced kink culture.
Like therapy.
Yeah, exactly. And so what were you like before? Because I don't know what you were like before, but right now you're magnificent. so what were you like before, and what changed it? What was the thing that like really changed you?
What changed me? What was I like before? Look, my entire life I have been in not my entire life, but since I've had relationships. I've had relationships with the bad boys, you know, a lot of very good looking, but very bad men along the way. And my last relationship was a 19-year relationship. And it was not a great relationship, not by a long stretch. And I used to wonder why sometimes, like, it was always walking on eggshells, and why I would end up with black eyes or detached retina or, you know, things like that, right? And once I found kink and I found dominance, I realized the reason why that was my dom trying to come out and pushing back against these people that were trying to keep me beaten down, you know, the men trying to keep me beaten down. So I was really quite insecure. I had anxiety, I had panic disorder. At one stage, you know, I couldn't even leave the house for a long time. So after this 19-year relationship ended, I was like, oh my God, you know, I'm all alone. What am I going to do now? I actually was on a dating site, just your normal Facebook dating site, met a guy for a drink. And he suggested to me, you know, have you ever thought of, he actually suggested swingers. Have you ever thought of this or, you know, that? And he introduced me to some people. And I thought, oh my God, I felt accepted, not judged, included. It was funny. It was on Australia Day weekend. I went to a swingers party where I felt accepted, you know, included, had some fantastic conversations, and I left. I actually had to go to work. I was corporate. My background's corporate. And then the next day, I went, of course, next day I went to a different type of party, just a Facebook dating group party. Walked in, I felt stared at, judged. Everyone was in their little group. The girls were like to me, you know, the guys were, you know, friendly, but still it was like chalk and cheese. I thought, why am I bothering with this normal sort of, you know, not hookup, but normal dating site where they're still judging me like it's happened all my entire life, you know? Girls would say I was snobby. I wasn't snobby. I was shy. I'd stand back. I'd watch. I'm a very quite a people watcher. I talk if I've got something to say. I don't just, you know, I try not to dribble shit, but I probably in this particular interview. But yeah, I got on better with the guys because the guys treated me well and weren't threatened. Girls seemed to be threatened by me. But yeah, so I then met a dominant in the kink scene. I was introduced to him as a look, can you please show this lady, she's been through a rough time, can you show her what it's like to be treated well? And it took him, I don't know, me about 3 times to say, look, you're no sub, you're not even a switch, I'm through and through. And we've been seeing each other now for close to 8 years. And so he's my sub, and he's introduced me to a lot in the world of, and from, you know, from one spectrum right to the other spectrum, right high, the whole gumlet of everything. And I've just met lots of people through the scene and learnt, self-educated, gone to courses, done what I need to do to get where I am now. It's ever evolving. Yeah, it's I really love it, and I a niche. Now I am confident, and I'm confident in every aspect of my life. So it's not just in relationships. Yes. I'm confident. I don't stand back anymore. I don't stand back when someone's getting hurt. I don't, you know, I'm very into female empowerment, and I'm just a whole completely different person. So I spent most of my life being beaten down and told you're not good enough. You know, I had anorexia. I had all sorts of eating disorders. Just really, really low self-esteem. And now it's not that gone.
No, I mean, I feel the exact same way. And like Lynn had extremely low self-esteem, and once she embraced femdom, you know, both of us actually started to look at our lives differently. You know, our in everyday life, like she had problems with pills due to her cancer, So there's this, like, her before she was abusing her pills, and now it's like it's more important to make, to tease me or to, or to do something kinky. And like it affected my money situation, the way I looked at people, the way I treated people, and that, I became more positive, and that started a whole ripple effect, so to
It
speak.
does. It does. Well, I had a lot of sexual abuse in my childhood, which I think is where a lot of it started. And that's something you hear a lot. It is way, way, way too common. So that's where my relationship, were really affected totally. But now it's, I don't have, like, I'm not an egomaniac, not by a long shot. I'm kind. Um, I know how to use my femininity, I guess,
Mhm.
in a way. But it's changed my whole life. Oh, that's what I was trying to get to. From the time when I was young, very, very young, I'd had so much counseling in my life. Counselors, psychologists, alcohol dependent people, etc., etc. I find that BDSM is the therapy for me. It's got me way further than those thousands upon thousands of dollars that I've spent in therapy sessions. BDSM just does it. It helps me
100%.
get through. It helps me with anxiety. It helps me with all the stresses of life. It's amazing.
No, I totally. I could have fallen into drug addiction. I could have fallen into like just being negative or petty, or stuff like that. But BDSM saved me 100%.
Yeah.
It saved me. So one of the things you do, so you got involved, you became a dom. One of the things that you do, which is something I absolutely adore, is extreme edging.
Extreme edging. Yeah, I love that too.
Tell us about that, please. That was-
Well, okay, so I also do erotic massage. So I
oh,
have a
we'll
back,
talk about that.
yeah, I have a back Swedish and medial, and I used to do sports massage as well. It's really hard on the body, all that stuff. It's really hard on the hands. You get RSI. Um, and I've been studying Tantra. So I've been studying Tantra from the COVID lockdown. So that's it's something I've been very interested in. And I'm a very active person, so time poor. So during COVID, it gave you a little bit of time to be able to do things that you didn't have the time for before. So the extreme edging that I do is in a combination with massage. So of course I can time it to whatever it's needed to be. But what did I say? Extreme edging. I do bondage, so I can do it. We can tie to a table. I can restrain to the cross, and it's a way. It's the magic hand. It's the hands. It's sensuality. It's it's the whispers. It's the breaths. It's just everything. It could be a slap. It could be a tickle. It could be a scrape of my nails. It could be literally, look at my, look, I'm thinking about it. I'm going, yeah. Yeah, it's something I really, really enjoy. And when I'm doing extreme edging, I can go into character with it as well. I will often shut my eyes. I always have my music, no matter what session I'm in. I have my music on, and I move, I dance. I almost dance with my clients, over my clients. So it's an experience. Everything goes into making an extreme edging experience complete and just amazing.
Now, do you? Hmm. Now, when it comes to edging, obviously there are some people who can't control themselves. What happened to them?
Well, then I would hope they can go again. It's essentially once, and I've got clients who do that. But once you, I know and I can feel when something is getting too intense. So you pull back. you change it. There is so much that you can do. There is so much with the human body that can assist with your edging. You know, it's not there. There is such a massive difference between a hand job and extreme edging. It's just well, you would know. It's just completely different.
Yeah.
And one of my tools that I love to use when I'm edging.
Oh wow.
Yeah, this silicone beauty, wrapped around, stroking, dangling, wrapped around, hitting. Yes, hitting, because you know what? You feel alive. And that's my catchphrase now. Doesn't that when they're
I
whimpering,
like that.
feel alive? Feel alive than dead. Again, yeah. So I adore this piece of equipment when I'm edging. Adore it. And my nails, let me tell you, these nails can work wonders.
Wow, those are, yeah, I can see. So so do you have a name for that flogger?
No, I don't.
Some
No,
some people
I
give
should.
it names.
I should call her baby girl.
Oh, okay.
I
Yeah,
love her. She's definitely a her. I love her. I love her a
definitely.
lot.
Yeah, because it's playful but also a little wicked, you know? Yeah,
Wicked. Sings like a bitch. Yeah, girl, and she's beautiful. Silicone, easy to clean. I love silicone tools because they're easy to clean. You know, but she's actually quite old, and she was gifted to me. She was actually gifted to me from a very, very, very successful practitioner in Perth. And so she's not going to last forever. And I don't know what I'll do when I lose this baby. But yeah, baby girl.
isn't it? I find it very interesting how impact play toys can like find new owners throughout, throughout time. Like I don't
You've got
necessarily have
something? What have you got?
yeah, I don't have a story behind this, but yeah,
Uh-huh.
this has been in many in many dominant hands. It was like passed it like a baton,
But I've got
and I will give it to somebody.
I've got a set of canes that were made by, there's a master craftsman in Perth that makes canes. So a set of canes in all different sizes, all different thicknesses that a client had specially made for me. And I've got one that's on display in my lounge room, on my lounge room table. So yeah, you know, and as you know, a cane stings, a cane hurts. I
Yeah.
know when a client rocks up with a medical kit, I know exactly what that client is looking for from a cane. From a caning. You want to bring a medical kit with to me, then sure, we can work with that, no problem.
That's good. Oh, that's right. And then canes make like this awesome sound too
I
when you
know.
in the
Yeah.
air.
Yeah. When they go through the air, they're wicked. Absolutely wicked. My
Yeah.
favorite
And
flog.
when they
Go
hit
on.
flesh as well.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. They split. Oh yeah. I don't mean pain, but split the flesh. My favorite flogger is probably my original flogger. She's little. She's very, very easy for me to use, and I know her extremely well. I'm fairly, like, I'm not a big girl. I don't have a lot of strength. I got some muscles. I got some biceps, but yeah, I'm only little, and this is one that's really easy for me to maneuver. The longer floggers, which I do use, are harder for me. Now that I do have a larger workspace, I can take a really good swing. But yeah, this is my favorite little girl, and she's red.
Stranger Unknown says BDSM is actual therapy for most of the mental problems.
I totally, totally agree with it, and I recommend it to people. It's becoming the scene of BDSM. I think it's probably the same where you are. Is really I don't know if it's just coming out from underground or what, but the scene here is developing and getting bigger and bigger. You know,
Really exciting. No, I think it's happening all around.
yeah,
Especially since COVID, people were like stuck in COVID, and they were
yeah.
having their fun. They're having their, if they were lucky and with to be with somebody or be around someone, they could have their fun and stuff like that. Now people are getting out and they're like, I think a lot of people realize, like myself, you know, I'm stuck in this house or I'm stuck in this apartment. I want to go out and experience stuff. I want to go out and experience the world. I'm sick, so I think people are living out loud more. You know.
Yeah.
So we got another question, stranger unknown. Hey,
Uh-huh.
mistress, ever kicked a guy in the balls so bad till it bleeds?
No.
Yeah. Neither have
No.
I.
No. Clients might say they want that, and then when you get really into it, then they back off. You know, and you've got traffic light system, you know, green, orange, red. So you have to do what they want. So they might say they want to bleed in that respect. But hey, yeah, it doesn't usually get that far. It's like when I'm smothering. I don't even know if you can talk about that, but when you're doing smothering, and I love smothering, and I just want someone to pass out. I want someone to trust me enough to pass out. And I've explained many times, I've got a paramedic that lives across the road. You're not going to die. Once I jump off you, I'll slap you in the face. You'll come back to and you'll be okay. Got very, very close with my sub, very close, but we just don't quite get there. So I'm still working on that one.
That's a great quote. I wrote that down. I want someone to trust me enough to pass out.
Yeah. Do die, but you sign a waiver when you see me.
So what? So back to erotic massage. I mean, back to erotic edging, basically,
Yes.
extreme edging. You talk about some techniques that you have, you know, but are there any kind of first of all, what's the longest you think you could edge somebody?
I think I could edge someone for a couple of hours. Yeah, easily. Mm.
Okay. Do you ever use chastity in that?
No,
You never use chastity in it? Okay. And
no.
what are some unorthodox? There's the kind of techniques that, you know, there's the touching or you know, like you said, like using your fingers or just, you know, certain things. Are there any kind of like unorthodox way of edging somebody that people may not have thought of?
Unorthodox. Look, I think
Or creative.
we're
Let's just say creative.
creative. Okay. For me, it's the entire thing. So it's the music, the rhythm, it's the sensuality. Um,
Hmm.
if you're getting close and you're needing to pull back, but you're still wanting to keep them at a certain level, a whisper in the ear, a breath across their face, the thought that they might actually get to touch you or kiss you, the thought, because
Hmm.
they're not, it keeps them at an excruciating edge.
Yeah.
Excruciating. There's nothing better for me. There's nothing better than the feel of what my hand is actually doing to them. There's nothing better than the change of color as we're going through and getting to the deep purple and the veins, and it spins me out. I love it.
And now, when you enjoy edging someone else, is how much do you enjoy it because it's about you? Because you specifically are making them doing that. Like,
A lot.
that's a major aspect of it. Yeah.
I,
So
yeah, it's the control that I have. I'm telling you when you can release. I'm telling you. If you're, yeah, it's me. That's, I don't know. I'd do it for free. No, uh, it's definitely something that I clearly enjoy a lot. I enjoy a lot, which is great because I love my job.
now
Mm.
this also kind of goes hand in hand with worship, basically.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I love about femdom specifically is I feel it's like, for me, if I'm being the sub, that it's a privilege for me to worship my goddess, so to
Hmm.
speak. So
Yep.
it's literally a privilege to just to see her in thigh highs and, you
Yeah.
know, in corners. It's a privilege to be near her at the
Yeah.
like that's the way when I'm playing the sub role, that's the way I play it.
Yeah.
So worship is is a part that you play of you being like the person to be worshipped.
Yeah.
So, as you know, for subs, what are some creative ways that a sub can worship you? Because there's the typical sub where it's just like, oh, I'll kiss your feet, or I'll do this, or I'll even pay you money or something like that. But there's creative ways to worship, you know, Mistress Chalice. So what are some creative ways or that you have encountered or you can think about?
Oh gosh, you've stumped me now. Body worship is my thing. It's what my sub and I do. It's you know, the most intense session that I've ever had has been a 5-hour worship session, and that saw me in hospital with dehydration. So I
Drink water.
I know, as I have hydrolyte and water, bottles of water. The fluid play, etc., in a worshipping session is important to me. The drinking from the chalice, all that kind of good stuff. A session, I'm finding hard to get my words together. A body worship session with me might involve actually, it might sound odd, but moisturizing my body. So
Oh no, I've done that. I've done that with my.
I'm an oil fiend. I'm a coconut oil. I'm a fanatic. So what I would do, you know, I would save that job for my sub. So it's starting from, you know, and it's every inch of my body, and it has to be, you know, lathered with coconut oil, and then it has to be a booty butter, you know, so then you get to actually do the massage of the booty, you know, before any of the body worshipping actually happens. So I suppose that is body worshipping as well. A sub to be able to, I've got a wonderful queening stool. So a sub to be able to worship whilst I'm watching TV or having lunch that they've prepared for me, you know, having a wine and them just doing what they have to do to keep me satisfied.
Yeah, definitely. I've been on moisturizing a goddess is wonderful. It's fantastic. I used to do it all the time. You know, it's a great, and it's a unique way to. It's a very intimate way thing too. You know, there's the foot massage, of course.
Yeah, and it's not me saying I want you to massage my feet. It's I want you to, you know, to moisturize my entire body, and I want you to do that, you know, in a gentle, sensual manner. I don't just want you to slap it on and go like that. That's not what we do. You know, you need to feel every part of my skin, you know, and that is extremely sensual.
And there's like a connection. I mean, it's like you are giving them the privilege.
The privilege of
yeah.
And it's not something that, you know, that's not something I give away lightly. It's not it's not a transaction that I give away.
It's another way to put the bond in bondage, so to speak. Oh, it's speaking of bondage massage, I interviewed the woman. I don't know if she necessarily she coined the term of it. She trademarked and coined the term. Yeah, I interviewed her. She's great. She's awesome.
Is she in New York?
I believe so. It's been a couple years and a major surgery for me. So like I'm still catching up on life on all the people I interviewed. That's a good thing to have. You know. So you were talking about music.
On one of my old Insta accounts, because I'm on my third one now because Insta keeps closing me down. Someone had sent me information about the bondage massage, and I'm like, oh my god, that's what I do, and it's actually done over there. It's like, okay, great, you know. I just thought it was in my little head, but of course no one's got a
I'll send you the interview. It's pretty cool.
Awesome.
So we got some questions. Don Cummings asks, is foot licking an activity you offer to novices?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, foot licking. Dirtier the better. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I was going to ask you that because some people like the clean, manicured, very, very clean, hygienic feet, and then some people like the dirty feet.
I do, but if a client wants a dirty foot, you know, quite often it's please wear your socks all day or for 2 days, 3 days. It's like wearing your knickers for a few days and going and dropping it in someone's letterbox. During COVID. That was fun. Yeah, sure. No, and I do prefer a manicured foot myself. I prefer, like, look at my fingernails. You know, I do prefer, yeah, pedicures for sure. But yeah, definitely. And I'm not overly ticklish, so if they want to, that's not going to cause me a problem with my.
Definitely. Okay, and then Plays ACC says opinion on SPH, which is small penis humiliation.
My opinion on it?
Yeah, your opinion on small penis humiliation.
When I first started in this, I thought I wouldn't be able to do degradation and humiliation, but I can now. And I'm more than happy to do small penis humiliation. Because I've got a psych degree. I used to I shouldn't say this, but I tend to psychoanalyze people, and sometimes, well, I used to be concerned about how they would be once they left me with the degradation, humiliation type scenarios. But no, all good. Yeah, easy.
And then Amit Kundu, welcome back, Amit. I haven't talked to you in a while. Mistress, how many slaves you locked during October?
During October.
October is like a chastity thing. So yeah,
never,
you're not into chastity. Okay, so let's talk about music. What?
Is that worldwide, Locktober?
It kind of is, yeah. They're for people who are into chastity play. There are
right.
Yeah, they lock them up for the whole month. Like the doms lock their subs up for a whole month. It's very popular in sissy culture, and yeah, like when basically turning men into sissies and stuff like that. It's very very popular in that. Right, let's talk about music. So because you mentioned that you want the right music involved, especially like when it comes to anything burlesque, or when it comes to doming in any kind of burlesque style. When it comes to role play, music plays a very important part.
Yeah.
Right. It's just like I always have music ready just in case. So what are some of what do you have ready?
I like the slow sensual music, so things like Massive Attack, Teardrop.
Oh yes, without a doubt. That whole album's great.
I'm wanting to do a burlesque dance to that and have it feature body worship. We've got a kinky burlesque classes here. It's just started in Perth, which is pretty exciting. It's being run through a club called Himitsu, which is one of our larger kink clubs. And Maya Attention, who is a phenomenal burlesque dancer, is running those. And they do have that kinky theme. So I want to do a body worship to Teardrop because I think that would work really, really well. Also, have you heard Bishop Briggs' Never Tear Us Apart, an old In Excess song?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but it's the Bishop Briggs version.
It's a cover version.
Yeah, I'm wanting to do a sub-dom burlesque dance to that. So the relationship between sub-dom. Yeah, I like really... have you heard of Pink Pussycat? Lana Del Rey's?
Oh yeah, no, I've heard that. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Strange Weather by Atomic Smith.
No. There's always something new, which is great. I love that music.
But I have my playlist is a couple of hours long now, so I a lot of that music. When it comes to burlesque style, I really do like. Oh look, this is a Dita Monte's t-shirt.
Yes. I love Dita Monte's.
I believe they're her boobs. Picture of her boobs. I like the slow, the traditional, the classical style burlesque, the bump and grind style of burlesque. Rather the neo. I think is more for the younger crew. So I like the sensuality, the revealing of, you know, removal of the glove, you know, look at my arm, it's an exciting arm, you know, it's all about the tease. And I love that about burlesque. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a song, a cover version done by Susie and the Banshees,
Yeah.
and it's called Trust in Me, right?
Yeah.
And it's
That down.
Trust in Me, but it's the Susie and the Banshees version,
Yep.
right? And Susie is Sioux, you know. It's
Yeah.
not,
Yeah.
and it's the movie The Lion King. No, I'm sorry, The Jungle Book. The Jungle Book it's originally from that. It's about the snake kind of being, you know, seductive, so to speak, to
Uh-huh.
the,
Yep.
the
Yep.
kid lost in the jungle. But you flip it's full on a femdom dominatrix song. It totally is.
Oh,
It's like,
I'll be
oh,
listening to that here.
oh, I got a slew of music. I'm looking to put on a whole burlesque show, a cabaret show.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I would love some
It's
that.
very popular over there because it's taken off here. Like you could virtually see a burlesque show every night of the week here at the moment. Oh, we've got Perth International Burlesque Festival, which has just started. But you know, like Lucy Lovegun came third in Vegas just after all of our borders opened. There was a burlesque competition over there. I think it was August. So Perth Girl came third internationally. You know, it's the thing about burlesque for me is it's inclusive.
Yeah,
You know, it's just I don't know. I used to go to burlesque shows, and because I was so body conscious, I could never think of myself on stage, right? And then I realized, oh my God, burlesque is for males and females, right? Any shape, any size. What makes it amazing is the fact of their confidence, and their confidence. What is attractive and sexy and sensual? It's the confidence that. Besides the dom, it's the burlesque stuff that helped me realize that you don't have to be this super skinny, you know, thing walking around. You can be whatever shape your body is meant to be, and be extremely beautiful. It's all about your confidence and your manner.
Definitely. No, I totally connect with that. And what's awesome about it is that it's not just for men, women, it's for really anybody, any gender you identify with, you know,
Absolutely.
every race you could think of, every culture you could think
Yep.
of. There's so many different styles. There's the neo burlesque, there's the classic burlesque, there's gorelesque, there's nerdlesque. There's like, so like there's something for everybody. Very much like the kink scene too, if you think about it. Like there's something.
It can really link, and I think I don't know. I think BDSM used to be sort of the kink used to be looked down on a little bit. Now it's come out of the dregs. We can see a strong linkage there. The theatricalness of it. How many burlesque shows do you go to where you've got someone performing and they've got a crop, or they've got that like they're doing a dom style burlesque show where it's like, well, I am actually a dom and I'm a dancer. So, I'm actually both, which I just love. I love where my life is heading. I wish I was younger, but I will not. Not that I'm old, but I just feel I've had so many years of wasted time because of different psychological issues.
I'm
But
in the same situation.
The same situation, yeah.
I am
And
in the same exact situation.
do you get like I'm so busy and I go like a million miles an hour because I feel like I've got so much to do, and I'm running out. Anyone would think I was really old, but I feel like I've just wasted so many years that I have to pack in so much to the rest of my life. I'm not willing to just sit back and just chill. And I can't even watch a movie sitting down. I have to do stuff all the time because there's too much to do.
I know exactly how you feel because I mean, I almost died. I had a liver transplant. I almost died, and I missed so much stuff Like I
Yeah.
miss so many. I mean, I know there was COVID, so I couldn't really go out and do anything because no one was doing anything anyway. But it's like, oh, I almost died, and even though I lived a very, very full life, there's so much more to it. There's
So, oh,
so
yeah. And
I'm
then,
I'm like ready.
uh, I think of a lot of my life, I was partying, right?
Yeah, me too.
Partying. And when I wasn't partying, I was probably sleeping to recover from partying. So, I if I had my life again, I'd probably do it differently. And like, for instance, when I was a young girl and I gave up ballet, and I wanted to give up ballet because it was interfering with cartoons after school. And there was, so much rehearsal, so much practice, so many classes with ballet, and I wanted to have fun. And my mum just said, okay, I should have, he should have said, no, you're going to stick with your ballet, because now I'm going to go and do adult ballet, because, it's the grounding of all dance, right? So I want to do ballet to work on my lines, and, to help me, move forward in that aspect.
What do you think of Bob Fosse?
Who's Bob Fosse? Should I know him? I've
Bob
heard.
Fosse, all that jazz he was the director, choreographer for Cabaret, the
Oh,
movie Cabaret, all that jazz. He
yeah,
did brought a lot
amazing,
tons of both. So yeah. Yeah.
amazing,
Oh, check out
amazing.
All That Jazz with Roy Schneider. It's an excellent
Right.
movie. Yeah, that's I don't want to
Thank
die like he does, but I want to be the next Bob Fosse. Anyway, so, so tell us about Club 316.
Sorry.
What is Club 316?
316. Yeah.
Yeah,
So Club 3
316.
is it's a bordello. Uh, it's a bordello, and it is a 316. So 316 Charles Street, which is one of the it's a really, really busy road close to the city. Caters for clients, upper class clients. Um, we've now got the dungeon there, which is amazing, which is my workspace. And then we've got, a number of other glorious rooms, and some really beautiful and intelligent, high class young ladies that work there. So, you can come to the one destination to, have a really good time. We've also got, just about to start, actually, we've got space there to be able to do group bookings of like 25 up, say, think Bucks nights, things like that, where we can put on a bit of entertainment in a very lavish, vintage style, glam place. Yeah, it's really good. So it's a collaboration that I'm hoping is going to be very successful. There's still, look, we have we've got Perth being a very, I don't know if you're aware, we have a large mining community here. So we have people that are coming off site that are wanting to have downtime and enjoy themselves in that downtime.
Okay, so we got a question here.
Uh-huh.
Sadism. What is not the most sadistic thing you've done ever? Well, you could answer that, but or just what's one of the most sadistic things that you've ever done?
I'm not that sadistic, really. It concerned me when I first started in this field, because I was doing some duos with different DOMs in Perth, and I was told that I need to be more sadistic and I need to be more harsh and all this sort of stuff. And then I went back to my mentor, Mistress Aaliyah in Perth, who also runs courses in dominatrix, and I've done it for 3 times so far, and I keep getting something new every time. And I was thinking that this isn't my pathway, and she explained to me, no, that's them, you do you.
Mhm.
Clients love you because you are the way you are, and you are so perceptive of what they need. So
Yeah.
don't worry what other people are telling you to do. That's their gig. It doesn't have to be yours. So that helped me a lot with my path. So, you know, in a session, I know I've been in sessions with duos and I've actually said thank you to a client, and I've gotten in trouble for it in the early piece. Like, don't you ever say thank you? And I'm like, but okay. But I'm not like that anymore. I do what I need to do, and no.
Yeah, but it's true, because everyone, especially when it comes to DOMs or even subs, everyone's got their own fetish, their own kink, you know, and their specialties, so to speak.
A dom doesn't have to be vicious. A dom can be
No,
kind, you
without
know,
a doubt, yeah. Very loving and caring.
caring. And I'm probably, I say this to many people, I'm probably the kindest dom in Perth. Like, I also work in animal rescue. I want to save the world. You know, I'm very heavily involved and have been for the last 30 years in animal rescue. I've got 9 cats here at the moment, 5 kittens. 2 died last week, which was devastating. But all of that comes out of my own money as well. You know, animals for me, I probably prefer them to a lot of human beings. And I'm the kindest dom in Perth, I reckon.
Okay, then you got stranger.
This, I'm good to come and see me.
Oh, I'd love to come and see you.
Yeah, I'd love you to.
Stranger Unknown says, any tips for a newbie sub who wants to try high heels trampling?
Oh, okay, yes. And you've got to have something to hold on to, eh? I've just I don't know if you saw one of my recent photos, which was done by Wildcat Photography in Perth. She the scaffold in my new dungeon is phenomenal, and that actually allows me to be able to hold, to get my balance, to be able to high heel trample on someone, which is a major bonus. Look, you've always got to go through your health things. You don't want to be trampling someone that's got health issues, whether it's muscular, you know, whatever. You've got to do your health checks. And trampling, if someone wants stiletto tramples, then you go for it. But you've got to have your balance, because you've got to care about yourself and you've got to care about your client as well, or the person that you're playing with. Yeah.
Definitely. Now there's the kink rabbit hole. Wait, I'm sorry. What'd you say?
So I said I don't mind trampling at all. I don't mind that, because I love shoes. I'm a bit of a shoe whore. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm a big fan of women in high heels. Oh wow. Oh my God. Look at that.
Yeah, that can do a lot of damage.
Ew.
Yeah.
What would you call those?
Painful. They're freaking excruciating. They're devious shoes. I can only wear them for photo shoots. They cramp up my feet. They're hell.
Oh, I can imagine. So I mean, they're painful for both people, for both you and the sub.
Yeah, that would go through you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ouch.
How long are those? Is that heel?
That would be 10, 12 inch.
Wow.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's wild.
I thought I bought them and I thought I'd be able to wear them in a session. I can't. Yeah, they're just insane. But I got some good. Go on.
A lot of the forced feminization, like when women put men into dresses and force feminize them, those are like training heels for them.
I have got friends like that who can wear these. Yeah, it spins me out. Because of my background with burlesque and makeup and wigs and things like that, I love doing sissy. So to have them, so I've got a great big ornate vintage gold mirror. So to do a sissification session in front of that mirror, and to do dress ups and whatnot, and they definitely, I have friends that can wear this, but to do all that kind of stuff is I love it.
Now, when it comes to like doing femdom with sissification stuff, it seems that there are 2 ends of the spectrum. There's the proper, kind of like very proper, submissive French maid almost,
Yeah.
sissy. And
Yeah.
then there's the dirty slut.
There's the
The one
dirty
that,
Daisy, my
yeah.
dirty. I've got my dirty
Which
slut.
one do you lean forward to? Which one do you lean towards more than the other?
I like my Daisy sluts. I like slut whores. Yeah, yeah, I do. Yeah, and I love them to give me scenarios of what they've been up to.
Oh wow. Yeah.
Tell me what you've been doing this week. Woohoo! Yeah, naughty, naughty, naughty stuff they do. They're very, very bad. Very bad and punished.
Marco9 says, what about CBT trampling? Cock and ball torture trampling.
Yep, yeah, absolutely. That's what I like to do under my heels. Yeah, for sure.
All right. So the kink rabbit hole goes deep. I'm into stuff that I never thought I'd be into.
Oh, so
what?
I'm interviewing you now, Nicholas. Yes.
Oh.
Do tell.
Oh no, it's just like there are certain things that I'm trying now that like I never, because for most of my, not most of my life, but a majority of my, like, I guess, sex life, I was the dominant one.
Yeah.
And it wasn't by choice. It was because they wanted me to be. You know what I mean? And then it was only through, like, with Lynn, I started really exploring my submissive side. I consider myself a switch, you know? But so there are new things, and especially with all the friends that I have, that I'm lucky and fortunate to have, my mind's been opened up. So there's always like something new. So are there any new things that you're just getting into or that you're interested in that you like some experience with? Like what? And what is that?
I don't know if we can say that. Hang on. Well, probably.
As long as it's legal, as long as you're not like, as long as I really want to commit murder.
No, look, toilet stuff.
Okay.
Is something that I am interested in exploring more further.
Okay.
Explored it a fair bit as it is. My sub, when I say the spectrum, my sub is that end of the spectrum. So we're exploring toilet training, toilet behavior, things like that. The drinking from the chalice, that's just the start, of that type of behavior. Also shibari. Now, I am interested and have been interested in shibari for a long time, and rigging. Now that I've got the dungeon at Club 316 with the large scaffold, I want to be able to use that scaffold with rigging, hanging clients, things like that. We're also in the process of building something at that club that has never been seen in Australia. I don't know if it's ever been seen in the world. I can't say what it is yet, but it was an idea or a thought that I had. It's got to do with a cage, right? Large cage to lock up in, but it's the positioning of the cage and what I'm going to be able to do with this cage that is exciting and not been seen before. So I'm just waiting for that to be completed. And then
can you tell us more, or you want to keep us in suspense?
I want to keep, it has to be in suspense at the moment. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we'll do a part 2 and we'll find out how that worked
out. Yeah. Hopefully Insta won't take me down again. I've changed my Instagram handle from Mistress Chalice, because I've always had Mistress Chalice something. I've now gone to Bejeweled Chalice, which is more my dance name. I'm hoping that Insta doesn't can me again. They just keep closing me down.
That's weird.
I
want to talk about Little Burlesque, but Howard Hannah says, Mistress, how can I tell that my girlfriend that I'm a switch guy? Half the time I love to be dominant. Okay, I've been in that situation. So basically the question is, the guy has a girlfriend and he really is at his heart as a switch, but she always wants him to be dominant. So he wants to explore his submissive side with her.
Well, it's got to be you've got to have that open communication with your partner, with your dom, to be able to talk about that. You know, I don't. It's not something to me. It's not something to be scared to broach. You know, you've got to just be able to talk about it and say, this is what I'd like to try. That's
Definitely.
all you can.
Yeah, and a lot of things, like I was saying before, you know, true love is not having to clear your browser history. So share
Yeah,
your porn.
yeah.
Share
Well,
it.
I mean,
Share it. Say like, oh,
yeah,
yeah.
yes.
Even if it's
Share your,
something you're not into that you're interested in, just share it and just to
yeah,
make a discussion of what do you think of this? You
yeah.
know?
Yeah, I tell you what, if you hear crickets back, then you're in trouble. So yeah, I've had people share with me certain things, and I've just thought, what the fuck, you know, and just not replied. You know, there's no reason for me to reply with what the fuck. Is like the silence is golden. If there's no reply, a short while later, it's like, oh, I take it that's a no for that one, or you know, and my sub has done that with me as well. He sent me things, and I've just thought, yeah, that ain't happening. And it doesn't take him long to work out with, oh, sorry. You know, sorry, was that a bit extreme?
Definitely. So when it comes to the burlesque, I mean,
Yeah.
you've I've seen some amazing shows. You've seen some amazing shows and performances. What is one's performance that really blew you away? Either it was so unique, or it was just emotionally so like enriching, or it was just so out there that you like it was on some other level, or like what was one performance that really kind of just truly influenced you, or just really just knocked you away, so to speak? Please.
So there is so many. There are so many, and for really different reasons. You know, some of the performers that we have in Perth here, you know, they overwhelm me for different reasons, you know, and that could be because I know the background. You know, it could be because a performer has put on a show that is her representation of the pain she feels from losing her brother, right? But I know the background of where that performance has come from, and it's just made perfect sense to me. Or a performance where they've a performance by an artist called Maven. I saw this the other day, and the actual performance, I don't think I breathed. I sort of at the end of the 3 or 4 minutes, I then took a breath and thought, Jesus, I was so riveted and drawn into this performance that I don't actually think I breathed. And it was just phenomenal. Yeah. And then you've got that are just over the top, theatrical and funny and comedic, which get you, you know, just get you in another way, or something that is so technically perfect. I saw a performer. She has a ballet background, and her performance was so beautiful and technically perfect that, again, I was riveted, and straight away, I hadn't followed her before. She's a Perth performer. I haven't followed her before. Straight away went and found her on Insta. Saw that she's doing classes, so she's teaching classes. So I'm straight away gonna, you know, hook up and go and do some classes with her. There's just so many for various reasons. Yeah, I'm so glad that I'm involved. You know, like I'm still learning. I'm still.
Oh yeah.
It's the never ending. You know, I was supposed to do a solo just recently, but another thing I'm doing is I'm caring for my dad, who's very unwell. So I was too stressed out with him to actually perfect. I got my costume and everything sorted, but that will be coming. Yeah. Matthew
Craig has a question. Craig
yeah.
says, Mistress, does edging help in curing premature ejaculation?
I think I can help. Yes, I do think can help. You know, and it's certainly not just the once off time. You've got to keep practicing, doing it, practicing. Yeah. It's not a cure straight away. Not going to sign off and say, hey, your premature ejaculation is now sorted out. Yeah, no. And remember too, you've also got sex therapists around who can help with that. But I do think that edging is very good for that.
Now, when it comes to role playing, you know, you're
Yeah.
talking about how like the burlesque kind of spirit has goes into the role playing of
Yeah.
being a dom.
Yeah.
What would you say if you're going to step into any character that you
Yeah.
could, right? Given all of the accessories, so to speak, for lack of a better word, to play with,
Mm.
what character would you be? Would you like to be the most?
I really love the femme fatale. Yeah. You know, I have
Are you talking like a female Bond villain type stuff?
yeah, kind of. Yeah, yeah. So it's uh again, it's theatrical. It's, you know, I have you know, a Glock, a fake Glock that I can play with. It's the, you know, you might walk into my, like, we'd have the scenario set, you might walk into my dungeon, I'd come behind you, I'd grab you in a headlock, gun to your head, drag you in, wanting some code that's going to, you know, blow up the world, you know, that kind of scenario. And you can really elaborate and extrapolate on that particular scenario and just go crazy, you know. And then it's the torture, it's a lot of edging, it's torture to get that code out of you at the end.
Yeah, a lot of interrogation play is a
Oh,
major.
yeah, your femme fatale interrogation play. Yeah.
Definitely. Okay, so rapid fire recommendations. They don't
Oh,
have to be they don't have to be kink related or burlesque
oh,
related. Okay,
okay.
they can be, but they don't have to be.
Yeah.
Recommend a film.
Oh, okay. Jesus. Okay. Look, I saw Blonde the other night.
Oh, how was that? I was about to watch that.
Oh, so good. I actually sat. Because I
Oh yeah.
normally a movie, yeah, because I'll normally watch a movie 2-3 times before I actually get the gist of it, because I miss so much. But I was riveted. I really, really enjoyed it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Recommend a song.
Oh, Teardrop, Massive Attack.
You know, I love, first of all, I love Massive Attack. I've been listening to them since Blue Lines,
Yeah.
and that song Teardrop, which is also the theme to House, the song, the TV show House. But Elizabeth Fraser did the vocals for that song, and she's from the Cocteau Twins. Yeah,
Okay.
she is an amazing voice. She's from the Cocteau Twins, and on that album Mezzanine, there's a great burlesque number. It's called Exchange, right? But there's two versions of it. The version I like the best is the one that it's in parentheses for some reason. It's like the reprise at the end of the album. It's great. Yeah. Massive Attack is pretty amazing.
You're teaching me a lot, Nicholas. Thank you.
Oh, I love to trade, songs and movies and stuff like that. Oh, and another movie which I'm telling you, you got to see. It's called All That Jazz.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
it's about Bob Fosse. It all starts in burlesque, about his life, how he started in burlesque, how he went to Broadway, choreographer from burlesque. Okay, recommend a television show.
I'm watching The Crown.
Oh, how is that?
It's not bad. I thought it was going to be really shit, but it's not bad. Maybe it's because, you know, the Queen's recently passed, but I don't know. I'm really enjoying it. Yeah.
Okay. All right. We do the song. Recommend a book.
My favorite book, my Bible book, is Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway, and that is that book has been with me since Probably 40 years, I think. It's my Bible that gets me through life.
Nice. Okay. And recommend a meal.
Oh God, curry, cut anything spicy. My nana's Burmese chicken curry was always.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
cool.
That's the
All right.
soul. Anything
Now,
spicy.
when it comes to BDSM, not every, I highly recommend everybody support quality BDSM products or be things, if you support your local dominatrix, So, but things, corsets cost money, dominatrixes cost money,
I'm,
um,
yeah. Go on.
sex toys cost money. So there are certain people who still want to be kinky, right? But
Yeah.
can't really spend that much money. What are some things that you could for BDSM on a budget? What are some things you could do to be kinky but not spend a lot of money?
You got to have some tools. You've just got to, but you can use just things at home. I've got it's a long shoehorn that makes for a very good like slapping device. Yeah, you don't need. I think people get too excited and they buy lots of different things that can do the same thing. You
Mhm.
only need one impact piece of equipment, one flogger. Get high quality if you can. But if you start out, yeah, look, I don't actually believe in spending a small amount of money on rubbish, because you end up just having to replace it all anyway. So
Yeah.
if you just get good quality at the start, but just get a few tools, and then you build up slowly. That's like with your costumes. Make them. Don't get
Mhm.
something that's plain and jazz it up. Look, this costume. Can you see this costume here I'm making?
Oh yeah. Oh
Yeah,
yes,
yeah,
it's wonderful.
yeah. And that it looks naked on photos, but clearly it's not. It's a whole thing. And like, make stuff, bling things up. This is a pair of knickers that I'm wearing for a show. You make them yourself. I've got this little game that I play when a client comes to me and says, "Oh, Mistress's Choice," when they can't think of anything, and I just go, "Oh, for fuck's sake!" On dice, I've got different things on dice. So it's a little game that you can make, and I just bought the dice and stuck on the letters, TT, tie and tease. Was that smothering? S for smothering. Impact, IP, body worship, pegging. Yeah, make your toys. You don't have to be spending a lot of money on this stuff. Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Great.
It's not hard to.
All right, we're wrapping up. You want to play a little game?
Not really. Yeah, go on. What's the
Oh,
game? What are we doing?
it's a word association game.
Okay.
So basically, I'm going to say just one or two things. Oh no, not one or two. I'm going to say like three, probably four, and you just have to I'm going to say a kink or a fetish. Okay, you have to use it in a sentence.
Okay.
So in other words, like if I said, for example, chastity, right?
Mhm.
You could say something like, "Yeah, I have no experience with chastity play," or you could say, "I'm gonna get a chastity device and lock your cock up for 3 weeks."
Okay.
You can make something up. There's no wrong answer.
Okay. All
Okay?
right. Yeah. No wrong answer. That's good. I like that.
And you could change the tenses. Like if I say whip, you could say whips, whipping, whip, whatever. Okay.
Yeah.
Flogger.
Flogger. I love a good flogger that will do damage to someone's butt.
Okay. All right. Garter belts.
Sorry?
Garter belts.
Garter belts are sexy, especially when you're slowly removing them.
Yes, definitely. Corsets.
Corsets can be really hard to get off, but they clinch in the waist and make you look super sexy.
That's true. I agree. Rope.
Rope to suspend someone from a scaffold in a beautiful, delicate artistic manner.
Oh yeah, speaking of shibari, I just interviewed Delilah Noddy, who's a premier knot, so, like she's what they call a rigger. Yeah,
Yeah.
and also last night hung out with rope aficionado who does scenes and stuff like that. I'll send you those links. Their work is pretty impressive.
They are amazing. They are amazing. Yeah.
It's an art form. Okay. Splashing.
Oh, splashing. What a waste of food.
I know. That's why I can't really get into it. Like I understand it. I totally understand it, and I love food, but it's like there are starving people in other countries.
It's so messy.
They're starving. Like, what about someone will eat that pie?
Yeah, like I like. I don't like, but I've seen. When you what's it? I don't know what it's called. When you get hooked through your skin and hung through your skin, like you got wings back. Yeah, I've seen that in the club, right? And I've thought like I've actually found it quite a turn on, right? But I could never do it. Like,
sure. Oh yeah, there's certain things that I can't do, but I'm fascinated by. Yeah,
I'm fascinated, and I was like riveted, but I couldn't do it myself. And splashing, I just no.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
Finally, water sports.
Oh, love it. Water sports. Love water sports. Love it.
Now, do you have to drink certain amounts? Like, can you do it on command, or do you have to like prepare yourself?
Oh, sorry. With water sports, I was getting too excited. Yeah. Do I have to prepare myself? When my hydrolytes and my water comes into it, I don't get stage struck anymore. I love my nectar to be drunk with ferocity, with a gargle. I love hearing it down the back of your throat. I'm really into that very much.
Okay, do you drink or eat anything specifically to make it like smell a certain?
No, I'm glorious the way I am.
It's a good answer. It's a very good answer. Oh my God, Mistress Chalice.
It's what I've been told. Listen, if I can kiss my sub straight after, and I'm fine with that because I'm very, I don't like dirty things, then I must be awesome.
Oh, another question. Vika Gardinas asks, do you use household slaves around the house?
I don't currently, but I am looking for a slave to do. I am looking for a service slave at the moment. I'm very much in need of a service slave because I'm so busy.
Okay, and then Domenico de Serra says, hi, Mistress. What do you think the biggest misconceptions about being a dom from the vanilla world?
I think that vanilla don't understand dom or kink at all. I believe that they think that a dom is harsh, cruel, sadistic, not caring, loving, nurturing, and there's so many different types of doms out there anyway, the archetypes of doms, but they've just got no concept. It scares them. It's just scary. It's scary.
Definitely. Mistress Chalice, this has been magnificent. I'm honored. All the way from Australia. I got to get down to Perth.
Definitely. I've had so much fun, and you're going to contact me, aren't you?
Oh yeah. I plan on seeing the world. And I got friends too that you'll love. So, I'm more than happy to go alone.
You've made it extremely painless and easy, and you've been a joy. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. So please take this time to promote anything and everything you want, from Club 316 to your Instagram, your website, any burlesque shows, any performances. If you want to use this as a venue to hook up or to spread the message out, if you're trying to produce a show or something.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I really, really, really appreciate it. I've got people messaging me now. Isn't that funny? But thank you so much. I wasn't nervous, because I don't get nervous about things, because shit happens and you just go with the flow. But you've really made this a very easy time. So thank you.
And then KP says, my mistress wants me to move in as a full-time, I guess, houseboy. What do you think?
Why not? If that's what you want to do. Do you not have a life?
But it's true. I mean, if you want to, I mean, that is a commitment. Just be ready for the commitment if you want to take that commitment.
Yeah. I know for myself, because I've supported my ex-partners along the way for many, many, many years. I won't have someone in my house as a full-time houseboy. They can work and slave to me. That's fine, but you're not staying here.
So are there any shows or websites that you want to promote?
Well, as I said, my Insta was closed down recently, so I am just trying to reconnect again. That's been very difficult. So that's under Bejeweled Chalice, but you've got the link for that. Club 316 is certainly I've sent the links for that. I've sent the links for everything. So we don't have any shows at the moment. We might be doing something come November, which has sort of come out of nowhere. But yeah, not at the moment.
Okay. This person wants you to fart on him. And,
no problem.
And KP says, I'm in retirement. She's only 27. So this guy who's retired is going to be the 27-year-old's houseboy.
Nice. Okay. Do it.
Hey, job's a job.
Job's a job. And you know what? If something doesn't work out, then what do? It ends. There's no biggie. Give things a go. Just do it.
Everybody can contact me at yourkinkyfriends.com. I'm on Twitter at Nicholas Tanek. We're on FetLife, Your Kinky Friends. In Twitter is Friends Kinky, at Friends Kinky. Instagram is Your Kinky Friends. I'm also Nick Tanek. We have a Patreon page. We got some special stuff up there. We're gonna have a lot more. We have a Discord chat group. Just go to yourkinkyfriends.com. You can check it all out. It's getting late, my friends. My Dom is calling me. Stay on the line real quick, but yes, everybody, I gotta go. Remember the cardinal rule: be cool, be kind, keep an open mind.
Yeah. Thank you. Bye.